happy Thanksgiving. All right, even though that was a day prior. Um, so it is the day after Thanksgiving. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And what you don't know about me is my holidays are my time. Okay. I've been that way ever since I was 15 years old. Okay. Um, you know, based on whatever reason why I would do that, every Christmas and every November, Thanksgiving, every holiday, okay, was a way for me to be by myself and do what I did, what I love most, and that was work. Okay, all right. So, and yes, I've been working since I was 15 years old. Okay, um, and I've been driving since I was 16. Okay, and I have been thinking on a logical level, even though sometimes my logic was illogical, being a child. Okay, since I was 10 years old. Okay, probably even earlier than that, but that's kind of where most of my memories kind of uh, start because that's kind of when I started getting into a scientific mindset. Anytime anything was on the news or on the of course, as a 10-year-old, I'm not watching news. I'm watching news because it's in a back, it's something in the background because my grandmother's watching it. All right, which my mom used to never watch, and now she's just like my grandmother. So and still today I don't watch news. Okay, news is not accurate. Okay, it's not right. They don't produce things that are important. Only things that gets them ratings. Okay, all right, and I know this from experience, not because I'm against the machine because I could care less. All right, and it's funny when you could care less, it really shows off over decades of periods of time because still today, you know, there's nothing on the news that's exciting to me. Okay, so as you go back, okay, and think about all the things that we've talked about in the last year. Okay, 90 videos strong, I believe. Um, in the past year. And remember, one of the things that I cannot stand is forums. Okay, forums are not information to me. Okay, forums are information when I can't find the real information. Okay, if I'm going to actually look for information from medical information, I'm going to go to a medical website. Okay, all right. If I'm looking for educational information, okay, I'm going to go to a source like, hey, even encyclopedias. Okay, I remember when I was younger and I used to read encyclopedias for information. My mom bought this whole set, which was thousands of dollars, and it is expensive even today for encyclopedias. But the information was beautiful. Okay, the wording, the flow of information. Okay, it's there, the pictures, the details. Okay, or I would go to a site that says .edu. Okay, so my Cisco information, okay, or networking, or whether I want to whether I want to learn about a proprietary protocol, okay, that Cisco is the owner of, or a industry standard. Okay, I'm not going to go to someone that says network RRS, okay, .com. All right, that's not what I'm going to get because what you realize with information, 9 times out of 10, it's not questioned from the person providing you that source. Okay, they're there for some agenda. Okay, all right. So remember when I had my podcast, but then I ended up closing it. Okay, because everybody started just doing podcasts, and I'm just like, that's okay. It's just, and they're just repeating it. Okay, my videos, all right, my original video that I had over 600 videos, those were getting stolen. Okay, in foreign countries, they're being sold, even America. Okay, all right. And it's just like people just repeat. They're not giving you information from a source. So even though I'm giving you information from my hard many years of labbing and questioning myself, okay, even Cisco documentation, okay, all right, we have had many videos where I refused to believe what Cisco was saying. Okay, come to find out, yeah, they were right, but now I know they're right. Okay, so even with me, okay, as a scientist at heart, as a networking person, okay, as an IT person since 1994, okay, and background as an ex-electrician, ex-heating and air conditioning, which would be HVAC, okay, um, and software, okay, not coding, okay. Any coding that I did was, for as a hobby, okay, and it never, which is why I know Visual Basics, okay. So, and I use it a lot in my field, okay, but for my own projects, okay. It's not like I'm using it to solve major problems in our corporation, all right, okay. Um, so everything I tell you, I need you to have a sense of questioning it, not just taking what Kyle says because it came from Kyle. Okay, because sometimes Kyle's whack. Kyle does not say the exact same thing because what he think he said is not exactly what he says. So there's always mistakes. I mean, we're human beings. Okay, so now, okay, hang on for 1 second. So what we're gonna do, okay, is review our routing protocols. Okay, and that would be RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF. Okay, and we're going to go into some information that we probably never talked about. I never even mentioned. Okay, so now RIP. The acronym for RIP is Routing Information Protocol. Now, in my 16, 17 years, okay, I can't remember which one. 2009, that would be 16 years. Okay, in the 16 years in my field, in me being in this field, I have only seen RIP being utilized once in a production environment. Okay, even back then when I saw it, people were still easily saying RIP is dead, RIP is pointless, RIP is useless. Okay, these are people who have never configured RIP a day in their life. Like I said, they took someone's information and repeated it. Okay, so someone comes in and they start a networking channel, okay, and you have been watching them since day one, okay. They have no idea about networking whatsoever. They were just like I was when I started, okay. All right, and next thing you know, in a couple months, okay, they are uh, they are doing interviews with people from Cisco, okay, and they're taking this guy seriously, okay, as if he knows what he's talking about. Okay, all right, that's not good. Okay, it's not good at all. Okay, because this guy has clout that doesn't deserve it. All right, and I've seen this time and time again. Next thing you know, he's doing interviews with CCIEs and Cisco live events and stuff like that. Okay, this guy has a purpose and a focus. His focus is, you know, to get more people on his channel. Okay, he's not there to give you the real truth because he doesn't know. He speaks the truth as if it is the real truth. Okay, and you repeat it. All right, so we're not going to do that, right? We're going to actually question things that we hear. Okay, we're going to recognize what we're really looking at, and if it's entertaining and you're enjoying it, maybe it's not real education. Okay, all right, but keep in mind, not real education is always boring. All right, so now the acronym for RIP is Routing Information Protocol. Okay, so that means you're just starting in networking. In the next 20 years in your field, you probably will never see RIP. It might be a good chance you'll never see it. All right, but There are routing protocols like RIP that are legacy but still being used today. One day you might run across it. Okay? But this protocol is considered a distant vector protocol, which we never discussed before. Okay? Distant vector means it uses hop counts. Okay? Hops. All right? If I go from this router to this router, that's one hop. Okay? One, two, three, four, five hops to get to the last router networks on that router. Okay? All right? This is how we use to calculate. Now, it is used for small networks. Okay? It converges slower. All right? And not too much tweaking abilities from Cisco's point of view. Okay? All right? Using it on their equipment, because this is a industry standard. It's not a Cisco proprietary. Okay. All right. Now, remember when I put in version 2. Okay. Version 1 does classful routes only. Okay. It cannot authenticate. Okay. And it uses broadcast to send updates. Okay. All right. So, version 2, all right, I could summarize. All right, which we haven't discussed yet. But summarize routes means that I can actually say network with a particular class and wildcard, but it would be a summary of routes. Okay. All right. It allows VSLM, okay, which is variable length subnet mask, okay, a word we never talked about, but, all right, going beyond its standard class subnet mask, okay, not the reverse mask, but the regular mask, okay, meaning that I can actually have a variable length of that class standard subnet mask, okay? So that means with a class 10, which is 255.0.0.0, I could actually say 255.255.128.0, okay? All right? Okay, RIP version 2 also uses multiclass, not a broadcast, to send updates, meaning that in multicast, I'm sending it to a particular address, and only those who are listening on that particular address will get those updates. Okay, it is one to many. All right, that's why we call it multicast. All right, unicast is one to one, and broadcast is one to all. Okay, and the beautiful thing is, oh, okay, it sends the subject mask with the updates. You know, which I never really put two to two together with that one. All right, obviously there's no reason with version 1 to send the actual subject mask, considering the fact that it's all in class for anyway. So why send it? Okay, that's something that I don't really pay too much attention to, but those are the reasons why you would use version 2. Okay, for me, it's just habit. Okay, all right. RIP by default sends updates every 30 seconds. That's why you saw me use the timers. I changed the timers. Instead of having updates sent every 30 seconds, it's every 5 seconds. Okay? All right. Now, your RIP domain is too large. Okay? You might have bandwidth issues because your updates every 5 seconds is sucking up your bandwidth. Okay? It has a hold timer. It has a flush timer. Okay, same thing with the GRP and OSPF. Okay, we're gonna hold our routes for so many times if I'm not getting particular updates from my hello packets or my update packets. Okay, all right, and that's pretty much it. Okay, our next will be EIGRP. Okay, we'll talk about that. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one.